The Forums of Change is at the heart of how we think about change at SenateSHJ and how we help our clients to drive change in their organisations. The Forums of Change was created by Claess Janssen, who's a Swedish psychologist, author and researcher. It recognises the presence of two ways of thinking about yourself, life and society. I've been working in the change space for 15 years, both here and at McKinsey, and I've never found a change theory that is both as compelling and practical as Claess's Four Rooms of Change. It's different in two ways. One, the participants build the theory in the room off their own experiences, which really drives a level of self-awareness and a shared language about how teams, organisations and systems think about and talk about change. The other thing that's quite unique about the Four Rooms of Change is it recognises that human beings are complex and that you might be in a different room in a different aspect of your life, whether that be your work or home or on a sporting field or when you're spending time with your children, you might be in a different room in the four rooms. So it's not only about the experience of the four rooms, which Claess describes as contentment, self-censorship and denial, confusion and conflict, and inspiration and renewal, but it's also the way in which you as an individual and organisations travel through those rooms. And that might be in minutes, in hours, in days, in a lifetime for different areas of your life. One of the most compelling things that I've found about the Four Rooms of Change is this element that Claess describes as the 0 point of confusion. It's a point in one of the rooms, in the third room, confusion and conflict, which Claess describes as a moment of sweet surrender. And it's a moment when an individual lets go of an old worldview or an old way of thinking about things to move forward into inspiration, to move forward into a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at life. And it's a really powerful aha moment for people and individuals when they suddenly realise they've been holding on to an old view. It might be life was better in this organisation when I had Mary as my manager, or life was better when this individual was a principal, etc. So it's a moment for people when they realise that in holding that view, they cannot let go and move forward. And it's a really kind of powerful movement for people during the Four Rooms. So another really useful aspect of the Four Rooms of Change is that teams are able to come together and run through an employee opinion survey type exercise in the room where people acknowledge their feelings, their experiences, their concerns, and they have a great conversation about what they as a team and what they as individuals are going to do differently to kind of move forward and move through the Four Rooms. As a certified user, I'm now working with the Four Rooms of Change in the corporate, government and not-for-profit sector, and I'm seeing the aha moments that people are having along the way about themselves and also the people they work with. We're using the Four Rooms of Change to develop strategies that really move people and shift behaviours, attitudes and systems. The Four Rooms of Change is still relatively new in Australia, and I'm very proud to be one of the few certified practitioners who's using the Four Rooms of Change in a really wide variety of environments, from schools all the way through to corporates.